glad to know that you are with us this morning on Television Nigeria. The program is Daybreak Africa. My name is Elvis Oga.
Good morning. My name is Mercy Joe.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing fine, as you can see.
You're actually looking fine.
I try. So, lots of noise about the interstate travel ban not being complied to by people, even the drivers. If you go to the bus stations now, you see people are still moving, and they're making night movement travels.
Even when there's curfew in place.
And people are talking about the security personnel some of the security personnel not helping situation because they are not understanding the big gravity of what's on ground now. We are dealing with a pandemic.
If you actually come across the presidential task force briefing yesterday, some of those issues, all of these issues were being discussed. Recall that there was no briefing the day before yesterday because they had to go report to the House of Representatives how they've been able to undergo the national response to COVID-19.
Yes.
But yesterday they talked about all of that, taking into consideration or mentioning the fact that Nigerians don't really know the virus.
Coronavirus no be our friend, yo. Make we push am come out, yo. Corona, he no be our friend, yo. Say make we push am come out, yo.
My country people, you see this coronavirus, no be joke. Make we help ourselves and our government pursue this yamayama sickness from our country. Make we remember to wash our hand every time with soap and water. Make we no forget to sanitize our hand and wear face mask when we come out. Also, make we avoid crowd and keep social distancing when we come out. My people, if you see say you don't get symptoms, make you rush go hospital make them treat you. Coronavirus no be our friend though. Make we remember say prevention better pass cure.
Coronavirus no be our friend, yo. Make we push am come out, yo. Corona, he no be our friend, yo. Say make we push am come out, yo.
It's good to know that you are with us this morning on Television Nigeria. It's about that time we say good morning across Africa because it is Daybreak Africa. Good morning, my name is Elvis Oga.
Good morning, Africa. Good morning, Nigeria. My name is Mercy Joe. I hope you slept fine.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing fine, as you can see.
Yeah, you're actually looking fine.
Thank you. I try.
Yeah.
So, lots of noise being made about and concerns being laid down about the interstate travel ban that is not being complied to. Some security personnel are being faulted in this interstate travel bans because travelers are now moving in the night, and in some videos we can see that some security personnel are getting and collecting tips from those drivers.
Just
allow them pass and they're moving. Although people are faulting security personnel, but we should also recognize that it's not all of the security personnel. There are still some places that some security personnel are taking it very, very serious because they have come to terms where we're fighting a pandemic.
Before you even want to shift the blames onto the security personnel, let's even start from the citizens who
it's not a blame per se. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just saying they have their role to play, and they're not. Most of them are not playing.
Let's look at it from the angle of the citizens. Who wouldn't want to listen to the presidential order of the ban on interstate travel and then possibly the curfew, because we actually saw some people moving about in the night as well, and we know that there's a curfew between 8 p.m. and 6 a.m.
Yes.
So
how?
So how are these things being
now
done?
when they're not following the curfew rules, at that point in time, who is meant to be held responsible?
Like you made mention.
The security
Yes,
personnel.
because people
They're
at the
meant to
border.
be, yeah.
Like you recall that 2 days back we talked about having a special task force on border. Apart from the general task force on COVID-19, that's what we've seen at Rivers State Newsom Wiki, who actually are going into a total lockdown, a fresh lockdown today. I saw pictures and videos flying around yesterday of people trying to stock up their homes and their houses so that they can cope, because nobody knows how long this is going to last. Like I was saying, if you happen to come across the report of the Presidential Task Force yesterday when they were talking about Nigerians not really coming to terms with realities, how virulent this particular disease or ailment is, and then how deadly it could be. In as much as the government is trying to say, okay, stay at home, don't move about, because when we move, the virus moves. When we stop moving, the virus stop moving. So if for no reason you wouldn't even want to adhere or obey guidelines, which is not a good thing for you to do as a citizen, care for yourself.
Yes.
Just be so concerned about your health and stop moving around when they say no movement.
Yeah, because it seems like when there was lockdown in Nigeria, this interstate traveling wasn't heard of. It was more obeyed to, because there was complete lockdown. Everybody was in their houses, so nobody was even moving. But now that the lockdown has been gradually eased off, relaxed, people are now moving. Interstate travelers are now happy. Now, Nasarawa wouldn't have had a case today if interstate travel bans was being obeyed.
Even because the second case in Benue is still the same
Still
thing.
the same thing. That one came from Kano to Benue. The Nasarawa, the first person came from Lagos to Nasarawa, and some others from Kano to Nasarawa. So I think now the problem is the interstate bans that are not being complied to. Security personnel most of the security personnel should understand that it's beyond the 50 naira notes that they are making, or whatever tips that they are giving to them. This is a matter of life and death. We have to take it really very seriously now. The government, the PTF, they should come, sit them down and try to communicate better to them, because it's like this is beyond communication now. It's one thing that the NCDC has come out to communicate this particular guidelines that were to follow this.
Yes.
It's another thing to give your security operatives enough awareness and guidance about what we are facing, what we are face to face with. That's the problem.
Another story in the front burner is coming in from Tanzania, where the president have seemingly played a fast one on the COVID-19 to an extent, where test kits were supplied for tests to be conducted on people, but the man found a way around it and said this test should be carried out on some other things first. So there are news flying around that trees and animals are testing positive to COVID-19.
Sorry, you said what? Trees,
pawpaw precisely, and animals like birds.
They are testing positive.
Yeah, so people are actually trying to bring in more conspiracy concerning the COVID-19, and they are trying to look at it. Is it that those test kits are infected, or why, or like it's kind of I don't want to call it mysterious.
At what instance and way and format are we supposed to follow to understand that trees and fruits are now being infected?
I think this man actually is paying credence or taking heed to some of the conspiracy theories flying around COVID-19. And when these tests were brought, he told the people, okay, collect samples from trees and animals and then name them, give them a pseudonym like they are human beings, and then let's see how far with the result. And the result turned out positive.
Are they going to be isolated too? Yeah, I really seriously want to understand that, because it's I'm finding it really very funny. Now, the healthcare workers that are being infected gradually in Nigeria, the numbers are increasing by the day, and it's cause for worry.
Yes.
People are not understanding. Now, I was listening to a briefing by a medical personnel. He was saying the PPE, that's the
personal protective
equipment that they're given to these healthcare workers. Now, in a hospital, in the isolation center, we have probably the most core healthcare workers. They're treating
that come face to face or in contact with this patient.
And still in that hospital, there will be the lower healthcare staffs.
Yes.
Now, the PPE is given to just the core ones, not even the lower ones. But I would have preferred a situation where they give it to all of them, since they're in that hospital.
That's a very valid point you make, because we've seen drivers of these people that move people from their homes to isolation center being testing positive.
Yes, why?
So they actually need this PPE too.
Yes. Because if they have the PPE, I'm sure that everybody will be safe from it. Because now, once you're giving the PPE, I'm not giving the PPE. That means I have a greater chance of being exposed to getting the virus. True. So that's why you see it's the healthcare workers across the states getting the virus, because they are still going to work without PPE, nothing, just the other ones that have their PPE. So how do we really go about all of this?
I think the appropriate authorities are listening and they will do the needful.
Okay, so this is still Daybreak Africa here on Television Nigeria. We've been discussing about the interstate bans, and how Nigerians are not complying to the interstate bans, how some of the security personnel are not helping the situation on ground. We also talked about Tanzania coming out to say some fruits have been infected, some trees have been infected by the virus as well. We also came out to talk about the healthcare officials that are getting infected day by day and measures that can be taken. Well, we just pray that everything will be fine. Let's join Susan Achi on the news desk.
As the federal government relaxes the 5 weeks lockdown, major streets within the FCT are partially opening, with commercial activities gradually picking up. This is in line with the directive issued by the federal government to relax the total lockdown, which lasted for not less than 5 weeks, to impose a curfew from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. However, as the cases of COVID-19 continue to rise in Nigeria, there are fears of a possible reintroduction of another lockdown exercise to curtail a community spread of the COVID-19 virus when people finally return to normal life.
Nigeria government, but they cannot keep to their work. They are disgrace to humanity. You see, American government, when they ask their citizens to sit at home, they give them everything they want. But since this lockdown of 18 in Nigeria here, my brother, the palliative that they say they are sharing, even the dog in my house cannot eat it. Apart from that one, it's not everybody that get that palliative. I didn't be a government worker number. I will know that yes, at the end of a month, I will receive my salary. But number, I work to feed my family. I'm a father of 4 children. How do you want me to cope with this situation on the ground now? And you don't know how long this thing is going to elapse. Did they keep to their word? Everybody come out. You know, everything is just a disgrace to humanity, as in Nigeria as a whole. So because as I wake up this morning, my wife prayed for me that today God is going to open door for you. Get into my working place. I see that everywhere is locked down. People are chased by police that go back to your houses. When we go back to our houses, what are you going to be eating? What are we going to be eating? Because the way I see this number, Nigeria just, the government, I didn't believe the government keep to their word that each citizen of this country, send their account number. At least if I have like 300,000 inside my account now, am I going to come here and be suffering myself?
Yeah, in fact, the media has been on the forefront. There has been a lot of sensitization about how the partial lockdown is going to be. It has been spelled out those who are supposed to come out, those who have business to do, like the construction company, like the essential staffs and other things. But unfortunately, the street was just jam-packed, and the drivers, being that they have been at home for quite some time, they don't have money with them. So all the restrictions that are supposed to be respected by the way the passengers will be carried was highly abused. You see some vehicles carrying more than 5 passengers instead of taking 3. Two at the back, one at the front, plus the driver, but it's not respected. So all this thing has a kind of, we're looking for, maybe it could compound the problem that we're trying to avoid.
Are there Nigerians that were given the monies to buy food for 16 billion?
Yeah, the food was bought, okay, but when it comes to distribution, like the one I witnessed in some of the street that the palliative was brought, people were not organized. And they were kind of fighting. Some people.
What is responsible for that disorganization?
Can't pinpoint. People are different.
Can't you think that because the hunger was so much?
No, I don't think so. Because there are even some people who don't even have business for collecting the palliative, but they're making trouble. I expected to see more women that will get the palliative, because those are the ones that they kind of take care of the children, the husband, and stay at home. But most people that came, and disrupt this distribution palliative don't have any business with that. Because after this was disrupted, you see some of them selling it at the market.
But I didn't see anything relaxing down, because we came in masses. Maybe they have opened source of market for people to come across and do some business to sustain themselves. But as people feed up here this morning, but some government, soldiers, police, Air Force was here, molesting some people to live here, or else they will deal with them. Some people taking off running from where another. You will see some people actually remain there. It's people that they say, I can't go because I have no money, no food, nothing to eat along. When I have nothing to do, let me stay here. At all. As I came out today, let me get something to put on my side and solve my need. If the government they want to make this thing to become a disabled thing, what they do, they will try and give masses something. But when masses receive something, when you catch me on the road, I have nothing to stay to lie against. Don't I give you some? Don't you receive a lot or receive some packages? You say yes or no. You understand? But nothing people have received. If you see here this morning, oh boy, here was like a border. People filled here in a different category of human being, looking where to get food to or do their business to get money.
So the few people that were here, have they got the money?
They didn't get anything because they didn't open the plaza. The plaza was locked, continued locking. And so nothing else. And so
how much have you got today?
Me? I've got nothing today.
Was the place actually relaxed? What's exactly going on right here?
Honestly speaking, I cannot say there's any relaxation anywhere. This morning, by the time I get here, I met some joint task force, DSS and police official. They're asking us to go home, go home. So I want to know, is it Buhari that is ruling us, or is those security men that is ruling us? Because Buhari asked us to come outside to fend for ourselves. We know they cannot help us. We have handwork that used to give us money for us to survive, okay? Look at me. They say we should come out with face masks and what is it called? All these hand gloves. I got them with my savings money. It's not government that provided it for me. I have to pay transport down here because I don't have car that will drive here. Now I do not earn any dime. I came here, some men say I should go back home. What is the meaning of that?
Me, I don't really know maybe if our president is working or is working for the government, or the government is working for the police. Because it seems the police now are the rulers of the country. We come here this morning now, the way they chased us, like maybe we are not even a citizen of the country, we don't know anything about the government. At least the president said on the 4th of May, we can come out, do 1 or 2, give us time. But what we saw this morning is not impressing at all. The way the police and DSS chased us. I'm here with my tools now. I came here since morning, paid transport from Giri to this place. I've not even had a dime since morning. I've not done anything, don't even have a way going back home. It's not really impressive.
The government has relaxed the lockdown. We have been at home for so long because of coronavirus. How do you look at it today?
Yes, we look at it as a development. Although the government are not doing the right thing to the common man, but we find it so easy one way or the other, because We are not going to rely on government, all of us. We need to take action on ourselves so that everybody will prevent himself to this virus. It's a pandemic virus. It's not, we are not going to find it easy in Africa if this thing escalates to go out in our hands. So that we are praying to God that everybody that pray at home, you beg God, pray to God that God should cure us with this sickness. Many people have died. Like, I am not here. It's today that I come back. I'm in Kaduna. On my way going, I saw a trailer that carries almost 30-something people died. On their way to running for virus, and they went to their graves.
It's a breath of fresh air to be able to walk around and witness the society again. We missed it a while, so I'm happy to be outside.
They opened door, but they did not open everywhere. As you can see, this plaza, they did not open the plaza. People are hang around to do some small business to sustain themselves. Even this fruit that you can see, they locked the place. They did not open the place like that. So we're just moving small. They do small business to sustain ourselves with our children at home.
We in Nigeria, we're supposed to make ourselves understand about all this COVID-19. Some things we are hearing in AIT, NTA, many things. We are hearing different things that even make us confused about the numbers, about the lockdown. Like me now, I come to my own place. I see the place now is locked. I'm a family man with 3 children. How can I cope with my family? And I'm the kind of person that I'm a hustler.
How confused are you?
How confused I am now is that they say in the radio in NTA that say okay, the place will open, every place will open for our work.
Is it open? Is it open?
But it didn't open. It didn't open today. None of our business today open, and we are not happy. Since morning we are here outside.
What's going on? What's the situation around? Like,
okay,